Okay, it's July 22nd, 2020, and you can see I'm by the NATO sprayers. Careful at the convention for the NATO sprayers. Remember the sprayer house. The Iwans had the sprayer house. We'll get to that story in a little bit. First story up for this update on July 22nd, 2020 here on the Diplomatic Back Channel of the beautiful Potomac is Harry the Greek story. Harry the Greek is a researcher at brassballs.blog. He's done this story about House Bill 7120, which has passed the House of Representatives. This is the NATO police replacement bill for your police force. These are going to be some auxiliary police initially with militaristic body armor and armor-piercing bullets, night vision goggles, infrared sights, all the things that Paul Whelan brought you with his two Russian arms partners to police forces all across the United States. So check that out. I launched my book, Blackberries Matter. Blackberries Matter is what you wag, the book you wag back at people yelling and screaming at you, accusing you of being a racist. I'm Cherokee, come on, don't call me a racist. But you can always wave back in the other direction, Blackberries Matter. You can take any video that's out there with people screaming Black Lives Matter and just edit the lives out and put Berries Matter and promote my book, and also make the point. We're going to certainly go back 400 years and look at some European people's decisions about how they decided to treat other people. But first, we're going to go back 4 years and see how Hillary used these Blackberries to do covert actions all across the world. We want everybody at the convention to wave Blackberries Matter, the book. We want to send this to all of the state reps, your president, secretary, treasurer, all those officers of the local political parties in every state. You can send them a copy for 99 cents. You can send this book. It's got much of the same information, just a shorter version of a 1 Minutes to Midnight. It's got some new information there about Roger Stone and some other things that we'll talk about later. Again, Harry Greek has done some great work on that subject as well. You can check out his work there. Also, you may have heard about this fire at the Chinese embassy. You may have heard about the State Department shutting down the consulate in Houston. We talked to you about Tahir Javid, the #1 contributor to Hillary Clinton in 2016. If you just listened to 2016, you're going to hear that echo coming in 2020. Why are they shutting it down? I believe it's excessive diplomatic passports and diplomatic visas for reporters, quote unquote, to come to cover the convention in Jacksonville. Again, the diplomatic cover, the #1 way of getting diplomatic immunity on the things that you bring over to the United States, NATO sprayers. I'm just saying, it started in Wuhan. That's where the NATO simulation started. Why wouldn't we be afraid of that again? Why wouldn't we be afraid of that again? And speaking of all the misting going on here, Water Islands, a great special that was done by McDuff and Bill Taylor. I did not know Water Island was the precursor place, the precursor island before the Dugway Proving Ground in Utah for these bioweapons. We've talked about it. You saw me go down there, almost get eaten by the shark at Water Island. You saw me go down to Andros Island, where a lot of these Libya, Syria, and so forth is staged. These weapons and invasions were staged. But I did not know that the submarine island, where Joe Biden had bought a home with direct line of sight to Jeff Epstein's island. Great, if they have a microwave communications line of sight, you have to be a man in the middle to intercept the attack. If I'm Joe Biden and I have the Biden Blackberry, I can send down the latest Senate Armed Services Committee codes to get into our military systems to deliver the weapons. So the line of sight from Water Island is something I did not know, and I did not know the bioweapons history of Water Island when I did those reports. So that's some great news. And I'll just leave it at that. I do want to tell my Patreon folks, Harry the Greek has done so much great work for me, and he has spent so much of his own money. They're two folks that are living on fixed incomes, and he takes such great care of his wife and so forth. So I bought him a laptop. He had a dinosaur laptop. He's been trying to do all this work. I want Harry to also update on this channel to give you an idea of his give a 1 minute update, maybe a MAGA update of all the great work he's doing at brassballs.blog for people who don't have a lot of time to get the updates. That's how we're looking forward going into this convention. We want everyone in every state GOP party to get a copy of a 1 Minutes to Midnight, Blackberries Matter. And we want everyone along the routes, from now on, every Trump motorcade route, we want everyone holding a Blackberries Matter. Anytime you go to any kind of protest or where you think you may have Black Lives Matter folks who might be trying to break your head open, I was given this by a reporter's hat by a listener. Wes, thank you very much, right across here on the river. This is actually a hard shell when you're doing reporting down there where I've been reporting by the White House, where the Black Lives Matter is emblazoned. The defund the police is emblazoned on the roadway. You can take any photo where people have used, if the DNC is going to use that to create a fake race war, you can repurpose that media to promote Blackberries Matter, because Blackberries are the actual answer to the test to end this corruption, not Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is just a whole bunch of white guys taking advantage of the horrible things that have happened to black people in America to pursue their political ends, to get huge swaths of real estate that they can commandeer as a autonomous area, as sort of Indian reservations in our major cities. It's a big white guy swindle is what Black Lives Matter is. The truth is Blackberries Matter, because that's where the action all happened. That's where all the covert actions were planned. That's where all the money laundering happened at the DNC. Blackberries Matter. That's for today, July 22nd. Don't forget the NATO spraying at Jacksonville. This is to remind you, don't let those Chinese NATO sprayers come in from the sprayer house on this July 22nd, 2020.